Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be constructing a logic circuit. So we're going to use the type of gates that we've used in our previous videos. So we've learned about the OR gate, the AND gate and the NOT gate. So for this logical circuit example we're going to be implementing all three different types of gates into one complete circuit. And then we're going to be given some values for our inputs into this circuit, and then it's our job to follow the input and output from each logic gate and come up with a solution so we can complete our truth table. So let's get started off by drawing our diagram. So we're going to get started off by drawing our first logic gate. You should recognize this type of gate. This is an OR gate, and with an OR gate we can see that we receive two inputs and we produce one output. So we can see with our next example here we have a different type of logic gate, and this is a NOT gate, and we can see this by its symbol, along with you'll notice there's only one input here for our NOT gate, and there's also going to be one output. Now we're going to bring both our NOT gate and our OR gate together, and we're going to get these inputs and we're going to feed it into our final logic gate, which is an AND gate. And you should remember our AND gate always takes in two inputs, and again, similar to all the rest of our gates, it produces one single output. So this might be a simple question that's given to you. It would show you this logical circuit, and then it would give you some values for the inputs. So for example, for this input and this input and this input, and it would be up to you to step through the circuit and find out what the final output would be. So since we're dealing with binary numbers here, our inputs can only be 1 or 0 and our outputs can only be 1 or 0. So what we usually do is, when we're given a logical circuit like this, is that our inputs and outputs are all labeled. So keep in mind that these are our initial inputs and this is our final output, but this is also an output here and this is also an output, and these are inputs as well. So there's both inputs and outputs for our initial and final values, but there's also inputs and outputs that we can label inside our circuit. And especially if we're given a circuit that's more complex, it's useful to have these indications. So I'm just going to label this as A. So for my inputs here, these both will be the same, so whatever value we're going to assign to A. Then moving on to our next input, we'll call this one B, so we'll assign some input for B. And just stepping through the rest of the program, we're going to call this C, so this is technically the output of this OR operator and the input of this AND operator. These will be the same value, and the same for this. The output of this NOT gate will be the input of this AND gate, and we'll call this D. And then for our final output and our result for this example, we'll call it E. So I've created my truth table here, and we can see we have 5 different values: A, B, C, D and E, and for us to start our calculations we need to have an input for A and B. So when we're given this truth table in an exam format or something like that, we'll be given some of these values initially. So for example, we might be given A's input value and B. So for example, we might be given the value 0 for A and the value 0 for B, which would mean we start off here with our two inputs being 0 and 0, and then for B our input is also going to be 0. And from this we can figure out the other three values. So let's just step through this, and I'm actually going to use a different color for my input and output values just to make it a little bit more readable. As we said before, A's value is 0, so we're going to put 0 and 0 for our two inputs of A, and we're also going to have 0 for B because our value is 0 for B also. Now when we go through our NOT gate, we know that our NOT gate flips our bit, right? So whatever our input is, it gives us the exact opposite. So we know if we get a 0 in here, we're going to get a 1 as our output. If we had a 1 here, we would get a 0 as our output. So beside D here, I'm just going to put 1 because that's the value that we're going to have. And our OR gate here will be true, or will be 1, if 1 or more of the values are 1. Now unfortunately for this example, both of our input values here are 0, so 0 and 0 still gives us our output as 0 or false. So I'm going to put down 0 beside C because that's the value for C. Now moving on to this next step, you can actually bring this 0 down here if it makes it a little bit more readable for you, and we can bring this 1 here. And now we can say we're entering an AND gate. So for this outcome here, E, to be true or 1, both of the values have to be 1. So as you can see in this example, one of the values is 0. So unfortunately for E, we'll get our output as 0. And then if we go and fill in this table, so let's say, for example, for C, our value is 0. For D, our value is 1, and for E, our value is also 0. So I'm going to move on to another example. Let's say this time our input for A will be 0 and our input for B will be 1. So we put 0 down for A and we put 1 down for B. Now again, I'm going to switch to a different color pen just for readability. So the same as last time, we've got A as 0 and our B value is 1 this time. So when we pass this through the NOT gate, we'll see when we flip 1, it becomes a 0. So D becomes a 0. With our OR gate, both of our values are still 0, so C will also be 0. We can bring this down here if we want, but by looking at this, 0 and 0 passed through an AND gate will give us our output as 0. So to fill this in, we can see that C is 0, that D is 0, and E is 0. So this time we're going to use the exact same inputs for A and B, and you might be wondering why. You might think that would we not get the exact same outputs, and we would, but there's going to be one small little change that we're going to make. So do you see this bridge here? This is basically allowing B to be the input into this OR gate rather than A. So for this next example, this second input for this OR gate will actually be 1, because we can see B here is 1. So we're going to put 1 here just to identify it, and B is going to be 1. Now this is actually going to change things a little bit. So when B is passed through this NOT gate, again, this is going to become 0. Now when we pass a 0 and a 1 through an OR gate, only one of them have to be true. So C in this case will actually be 1, while in the last scenario it was 0. But then again, when we go and try and put a 0 and a 1 through an AND gate, it will end up being 0. So the difference between this is C here is a 1 rather than a 0, but D and E still stay the same. So the next two examples that I'm going to do will be 1 and 0 and 1 and 1. Now I suggest you go and try and see, can you do these by yourself, and if not, no worries, just keep in mind that this time we're going to also use B as our second input for this OR gate, because we're going to take advantage of this connected circuit here. So if you're unsure what to do, or you've attempted the question, I'm going to go through the answer now. So for A, as we can see here, we're getting a 1, and for B we're getting a 0, so this will be 0 because remember B is linking up this time, and this B will also be 0. So when 0 is passed through a NOT gate, D becomes 1. Now when we pass this through to C, we know that only one of these values have to be 1 for our output to be 1. So we can say C is 1. So when 1 and 1 is passed through an AND gate, we get a 1 as our answer. So E is indeed equal to 1. So our truth table for this solution would look like this. C is 1, D is 1, and E is 1. So for our last and final example, we have our inputs for A and B as both 1. So this will be 1, this will be 1, and this will be 1. Now when 1 is passed through our NOT gate, our D becomes 0. When we pass 1 and 1 through an OR gate, only one of them have to be true, but two of them can also be true, and it will give us an output as 1. Now, when we put a 1 and a 0 through our AND gate, both of these values are not 1, so our output will be 0. So to fill in our truth table, C will be 1, D will be 0, and E will be 0.